Mm,
You ready?
yeah.
Yo, what's up, beautiful people? It's your man over Mustang, and you're tuning into Aura-Genz, your friendly local hub podcast show. Today we got a killer interview lineup that's going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the world of music, culture, and creativity. With a guest who's about to drop some serious wisdom, so get ready to vibe with us because we're about to bring the heat. Celebrating black excellence and the power of music. Stay locked in. It's about to get real. Go ahead.
All right, what's up, y'all? I go by Rome. Yeah, I don't have a cool music name. I just use my real name, cut off the first two letters, and go by my nickname that everybody from home called me. So it's just Rome. How y'all feeling?
You know what's funny? We actually got something in common.
What?
Our first name.
Your name Jerome too?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What a small world, huh?
Yeah, it's one of the most common names though. Like I knew like
hmm
about two other Jeromes growing up. Like I played football, so I knew another Jerome on my team, and then it was one from like my elementary school or something. So it's a common name.
Listen, I only got this name because my grandma was a fan of the Martin show.
The
Every time
all
the guy was like
yeah, yeah.
Jerome in the house, yeah.
Yeah,
So she
a
was a
lot of
fan of
older
that.
people do that. Yeah, a lot of older people do that when I tell them my name.
Yo, I
Yeah,
hate that shit.
yeah, this shit funny. It's like an automatic thing though. Like
Yeah.
that and like my nickname. Like I think just amongst black folks, cause like when I was in college, I had like a one of my teachers was black, and then you got to introduce yourself in school, and then when I did, he called me by my first name. But then I think the second time he addressed me, he said, "So, hey, Rome." So I'm like, "Damn, it's just natural to just call you Rome if your
Yeah.
name Jerome."
It's either that, J Money, or, some other typical shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh but it is funny, like, I happen to notice too, like, every generation there is a common name. And
yeah,
now amongst the Gen Z, like they really exploring with their names. Like they're not even sticking with like traditional names. Like at least when it comes to like, United States. You got people start to use like Japanese, names now to name their kids off of an anime character.
yeah,
Uh, you know, people naming their well, I believe like there was like the boomers was naming their kids after like, brands, like cars
yeah.
and shit, Mercedes,
Like,
uh so, every era got their own thing when it comes to like naming their kids. And it seems like it used to stick to like a trend or something.
yeah, yeah. It's always something every new generation. I noticed that too.
hmm But not to get too low. So to keep you up on speed, recently we had a change in the podcast. It was originally just, audio. However, Spotify with the change that if you happen to check out my work, you would see that would uh, showcase the artist with not only the interview, but I will also share their music alongside that. Um,
Okay,
but now Spotify took that away from us, so that will not be a thing. However, don't get too sad. I am starting up a series on YouTube, uh, which uh, I will explain more about that when that opportunity comes for anybody to look. But uh, now we are switching over to Riverside, and they give you two options, the video and also the audio. So,
okay,
uh, so that's the reason why the sudden change, if you was wondering. Uh, but yeah, that's the change that we made, and we're gonna be sticking to it for at least for.
okay.
Uh, but to bring this back to you, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about
So, yeah, I'm originally I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. Uh, I moved to LA in 2019, a scholarship for acting. Been out here ever since. I typically work on like more of acting and music. I've been writing my own like TV show lately. I don't know if I want it to be animation or live action yet, but I know it's in the genres of like fantasy and Greek mythology and like a mystery kind of thing. Um So
Oh,
I just do a lot of different stuff, like three different, what I say, acting, music, writing. Yeah, so I'm just into all that.
okay. Um, I'm starting to get some talents around like the entertainment. For
Yeah.
example, I'm about to get somebody that got a show on Tubi. Uh, if you would like, I can keep you in contact with that person. Um, and then
Okay.
I also work with somebody that had their own animation. If you looking to get into, the mind behind that.
Yeah.
Uh, he has his own 2D animation, creating his own like universe on some like Marvel shit.
Mm-hmm.
He even working on getting like toys figures for them and everything. Uh, so yeah, if you're interested to see his work, is G Factor World. I
Okay.
could get you in connection with him.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Okay. And how much can we hear about this TV show or potential uh
You said how much
direction
can
that you're gonna
we
go?
hear about it?
Yeah.
Um, so as of right now, I'm still in the works of writing it, but I know I shared it with my new media class when I was in college about 3 years ago, and I just left the script alone because I was trying to focus more on like music and acting, and then I just picked it back up probably about last month or 2 months ago, and it's I'm just trying to make a story that nobody, I guess, has made. Like we get Greek mythology movies about the demigods specifically from like Hades, and I mean not Hades, with Poseidon and Zeus having kids and being the heroes. So I just thought about what about a kid from Hades? Like we don't like I'm it don't have to be extremely like 100% facts, but like what about a
Mm-hmm.
story about Hades having a demigod child or something? That would be cool. We don't really get
Mm-hmm.
stories about him having like an offspring. We only get about his two brothers having offspring. So I thought about
I
doing
agree.
something like that. Yeah.
So two things. One, you're on the something.
Yeah.
On the business side, uh, a lot of people like to just stick to what works instead of exploring. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of like something that's already out there, like Greek the gods. It's already popular, right? But
Yeah.
it's it's the artist, the person behind it, the mastermind, to explore that world and
Hmm.
tell a story that usually people didn't get a chance to hear that. That's the whole point of exploring and building that world. So
Yeah.
I think you're on to something, and you already know there is a fan base for it. From the religion side of it to the fantasy side, there's even the sexual side. There's a whole audience
Hmm.
in that space. It's just you to find that and take advantage and to attract that audience to that.
Yeah.
And then number two, think of my platform, a space where you get to promote your voice, whatever you
Hmm.
want to put out there. I understand that some stuff might not be finished. However, we don't know that. You could just let us, think of it as like a radio station. You could bring us, a potential audience to promote your vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the only way we can support it, we get to hear it from you. So think of my platform like that, using your voice and getting that message out.
Okay.
Um, so, and I know you was contemplating on like animation or TV show. What exactly keeping you undecisive on that decision?
Because I always wanted to write my own. I'm obsessed with anime, so I always wanted to write my own anime, and I've seen like some really good animations, like adult like animations, like Castlevania and stuff like that, like stuff with like some dark and a
Okay.
really good story and really good voice acting. Because me, I like a story and good voice acting. Like it can, like my vision can be great, but if the voice acting in the story isn't great, then like, I wouldn't call it work good. So I need the voice acting to be top notch, and I need the story to be top notch. And I've seen some really great adult animations like Invincible, Castlevania, stuff like that. So that's what's kind of keeping me in like the indecisive mind right now. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Actually, not to keep bringing this person up. Like I build my platform for y'all to connect and take advantage of that. But the reason why I bring up G Factor or again he actually got some experience getting some voice actor on his team for like each of his characters that he created. So,
Yeah.
uh, uh, you might be able to learn a thing or two, uh,
Okay.
you know, from his experience. But I do agree with you, and I'll also say like for me as well, would keep me engaged. Like we got stuff like Dragon Ball Z, but the reason why I
Hmm.
stopped being a fan of Dragon Ball Z, it only focused on Goku.
Yeah.
Every fucking series. As soon as when I see this man pop, I
Yeah.
was like, damn. Everybody else screen time is cut.
Yeah. Fact. Yeah.
um, or character writing too. Like it's like the story could be good, but if I see a character like you build up to be this certain type of character, they make a
Hmm.
decision that don't fit them. I'm just like, you know. But so
Yeah.
I can understand that as well. Uh, and remind us again of your experience of this. You said you do or you work in uh, uh like you went to school for this or
Yeah.
uh
Went to school for acting. I got a scholarship, so I mainly have way
okay,
more experience with acting itself.
okay.
Um.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm.
So
So you
yeah,
went to
it's just
school.
more. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I just went to school for acting for film, so they taught us like how to act on camera and techniques and scene studies, like how to get into the character work of acting itself. Like growing up when you watch films and TV shows, you think that you watch these actors and a lot of people that don't really care about the work itself think, oh, they just pretending. They just got to do this and do that. It look easy, which yeah, they're pretending, but it's a lot more work that goes into acting that people really think about, and I didn't know that until I went to school for it. So they were teaching us like things that you would think is weird. Like they have you do certain exercises that sounds weird, that makes you feel awkward, that makes your body move weird, and you would think like, what the hell? Like, why am I doing this? And then when you really think about it, when it's time to attack, like, let's say a scene that they assigned you and a partner to, you think back to those lessons that they gave you that you thought was weird and awkward, and it really helps you get into certain characters. Like if you have like a character like Joe Goldberg for the TV show You, imagine how much character work that man had to do for a creepy weirdo like
Hmm.
that. Like it's stuff like that. They teach you different voices, different body languages, how to move, how to connect with your partner in a weird way. For characters that's as complex as like Joe Goldberg or a Klaus Michelson from Vampire Diaries, it's certain character work that they help you, I guess, tap into if you never did acting before. And that's why I'm really grateful that I came to school out here for that.
I agree. There's a difference between like playing yourself and then playing like a character that you're supposed to
Yeah,
bring to life. Um, even with like seeing the behind the scenes for Man of Steel, like the amount of
yeah,
work they had to put in, for his acting scenes, going underwater, breathing and all that shit.
mm-hmm,
Uh, even for like, the difference between acting in the real world to like the animation. When you're doing this all in the room with the ball effect, uh, the
yeah,
cinema effect, all that.
yeah.
Uh, there is a difference between that. And what experience have you gotten, when it comes to acting?
When it comes to like just working as an actor.
Yeah.
So I mainly have more experience with doing like plays and like short films and things of that nature. I think I only did like when it comes to like a major project, I think the only thing I was on was White Man Can't Jump Too. I was background acting though. Like I was someone like at the basketball game just there participating like I guess in the crowd of cheering for a team. But outside of that, like we worked on like web series at my school. We have one of those on YouTube. We have like a short film that I co-wrote with some of my classmates. I wrote the music for that too as well, which is crazy. And I think I posted that on my YouTube, but it's a link. Like they didn't want us to do it publicly for I guess copyright reasons. But I yeah, just did plays and stuff of that matter, like short films and web series, things in that nature.
Okay. And what's the name of the film?
The short film. What did we name it? I think I think we named it "Who Killed Jennifer," something like that.
Oh,
It was like a murder mystery slash comedy kind of film that we wrote.
you know, Right now, I'm hearing that you're a multi-talented artist with the ability to not only make music, but also, use it for soundtracks in your own film. So
Yeah.
right now, that's a pretty powerful like combination that you got going on there. Like I happen to notice that typically I came across a lot of music, and I
Hmm.
happen to see that it, I want to say it's rare to see a project well put together that's around like a certain theme. Um, Listen to your music. I believe the title of the is it EP or album?
This EP.
The title of the EP, Should I Quit? For like
Hmm.
each song to be around. It sounded like each. It seemed like each song is like a story chapter. If
Hmm.
I'm correct me, if
You so you asked me, I'm telling you like a story on like each song.
like each. Well, to me, it seemed like each song is like a chapter to a story.
Oh, yeah, yeah, so every song title like I mainly have on there, it's like a certain like yeah, like a sub story of things that I've dealt with or parts of my life that I felt like I was at the moment of what I was dealing with, which all intertwines with the title of the project itself of Should I Quit, because I have this first song is called Contemplating. It goes back to Should I Quit. Panicking, I have panic disorder. It goes back to the title Should I Quit, and so on and so on. Like every song it's like me dealing with something and it's pulling me away from what I really love because it's so much to deal with. And it goes back into that title, like, well, damn, if I got all this going on, should I just stop then? So yeah, it's sort of like that.
And I will say this. There's no like skip in this project. It's well put together. And now I'm hearing that your experience, from acting and working on a couple other projects, it makes sense because like even though this is your first EP, it sounds damn well like professional, like well put together.
Hmm.
Um, you know, wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Is there any music before this?
So yeah, but I kind of like so I rebranded and deleted old stuff because I felt
Uh,
yeah, I was like, the profession like the sound of it all I didn't really love, but also I believe I had like my the way I deliver like messages now and what I believe in now is completely different than it was 3 years ago. Which people will say, oh, that's showing your growth and stuff like that. Which is why I kept like two
mm,
old songs that I really love, and I made sure that that could fit in the same story of what I still deal with or what I have dealt with. But yeah, I wanted to rebrand the project and make it to where like it wasn't just like two meaningful songs and then the other ones were just random stuff. I wanted it to all fit together, so that's why I restarted it.
okay. I will say this for my 2 cents. I understand for artists is y'all want to like showcase your vision perfect as you can. But can you
Mm,
imagine if Michael Jackson would have went back and take any of the songs that he was like, yeah, I didn't fuck with this one, and then we didn't have
yeah,
the option.
yeah, for sure.
so, so as long as I will say that it's fine as long as you be able to take yourself from the business side of it to the listener side and be able to dissect art, which is a good song, which is a bad song, then it's fine.
Hmm.
Uh, if you happen to take away a good song that people would demand, because typically a classic is never the song that's blowing up first, your most trending one. It's always going to be a song that people go back to your catalog, and they overlook.
Yeah,
So we would, if you take that away from us, we wouldn't have the opportunity to go back to look at and appreciate your old work.
yeah.
So as long as you be able to decipher which is bad and which is good, I think it's all fine. Uh, or even leaving a bit of history, like you said, you left 2 songs, on
Hmm.
that. Real quick too, I would like to shout out Jet Production. They make short action films. So not only looking to collaborate with artists or like soundtracks, they are looking to collaborate with like all talent. So I hear
Hmm.
that you're also a writer and you also work on your short films as well, and theater, on some theater play as well. Um, so I guarantee they'd be happy to collaborate with you.
I appreciate that. I love to work with a lot of people, and like I love collaborating, networking. I don't know, I just love working. Like I really love acting. I'm glad I fell in love with it when I turned 26 years ago, and I really love music since I was, I don't know, 8 years old. I just love creating, so I would definitely love to be a part of that.
Okay. Okay. Um, so bringing it back to music, uh, being a first time listener, I was really impressed. I couldn't really find any really bad song. Um, so I would leave this in your hands and the opportunity to promote the song that I bring up. We can start off with Insecurities. Tell me about it, how this song came to be.
It's funny. It's a personal situation that actually inspired this. So I'm engaged. So I have a fiance, and I have a
Wait, how are you?
history of. I'm 26.
Okay.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I have a history. We all do, but I have a history of few bad like toxic relationships to where like it'll kind of like make you. It'll like it'll create a wall inside you, like a few like caution buttons now that you've dealt with certain or heartbreak or pain or betrayal, boundaries being crossed, anything of that nature. So since I guess that happened, and I thought I was as healthy as possible leaving those situations alone when I met my fiance, but I wasn't that healthy. I was actually dealing with a lot of insecurities within our relationship of stuff not being that serious. So to where we will argue about certain things that we shouldn't have. But we're in our early 20s. When we met, we still in our 20s. So like I was dealing with all of these things. So after we argued about it, talked about it, things of that nature, I I don't know. I was inspired to write like a metaphoric song related to that our situation. Like I every time I'm feeling something or going through something, it makes me want to just write it down as like a journal. But then I'm like, shit, I might as well turn this shit into a song. So it was literally a personal situation with me and my fiance, and it just inspired me to rap about it.
And shouting out to your fiance. I'm guessing she listened to this project as well.
Yeah, I think Insecurity is probably her favorite song.
I was just about to ask that. Um,
Yeah.
Insecurity as well. Okay. And what is your personal?
What is my favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, asking a writer to pick their favorite is like asking them to pick who their favorite kid is.
But
Um,
just like every parent, they got a favorite.
yeah, yeah. Oh, what is my favorite song?
Okay. So let me rephrase it. Which one, every time you hear it, makes you happy, and then which one all impress you? And be like, damn, I did that.
Okay, so I think a song that makes me happy when I hear it is, I think, I think insecurities do make me happy because I'm always someone that believes like when I write music, I can't make like like I always believe it. I can't make like I want to say a catchy song. Like my cousin, he has said that even though the song is about something that's sentimental, it's kind of catchy. Like the chorus kind of gets him, in a mood of like, damn, like this is how I feel with my girl sometimes. Like it kind of gets him in that mood of want to sing it and stuff. So I guess that makes me happy that I finally made a song that went against my beliefs. Like I always be like, man, I can't make songs like other people. I can't make people want to vibe to my music, like because people don't want to hear this shit. They just, they hear this, they probably gonna cry. They don't want to vibe. But a lot of people told me they were vibing to that song, so that song makes me happy when I hear it. I think the song I'm most impressed with, I want to say, hmm, I think it's between Panicking and the song Story. I think Panicking
Story
put,
and
yeah, I think because I mean, I don't know if I should say story because I always tell stories either way it go. Like I always like believe that I was going to tell a story no matter what. But I think from
Oh,
that song, it was from beginning to end. It was literally a story. Like it wasn't about me or anybody. It was literally me thinking of a random imagination kind of situation that didn't exist, and I created like something you probably can watch on TV and was rapping. So
no,
I think I'm really impressed with that song because it could be a TV show. It could have been anybody's situation, like a character dealing with a girl that he was dealing with. Like it's literally me just telling a random story.
no,
So I think I'm gonna go with that one. I think I'm more impressed with that one because of that. Because usually my
what's
music is yeah, usually my music is personal, but that song wasn't. It was literally about nobody. So I think I'm impressed that I
mm,
created something that wasn't about anything or me, or it was just a random thing that I thought of and wrote.
that happened to fit with the rest of your project?
Yeah,
Now,
and it just happened to fit. Yeah.
did this was this song already planned to be there, or does it just happen to be your creative pursuit?
That's what's funny. Like I have about two throwaway tracks that I was planning to put on here that I didn't, and I was randomly in my car. This is how it really happened. So I was tutoring some elementary students. I want to say last month, and
Okay,
I was leaving the job and sat in my car, and during that job I was teaching like some kid who asked about football. 'Cause, I grew up playing, so I was just telling him how to read the defense and run routes and stuff like that. So as I sat in my car after doing all that, I was like, I was looking at the school, and I instantly thought of the line, on his way to class, he's seen a girl he likes since middle school. I instantly thought of that because we all dealt with a situation of where we had a crush on someone in middle school since like elementary, preschool, whatever you want to call it. And then I just started putting random lines together.
okay. And was this how you go about like planning like the amount of tracks that's gonna be um on your EP? Do you
So,
already see like they was gonna have eight songs or
so you're asking how did I plan like the length of it?
yeah.
I'm not like usually I be planning for songs to always like my projects to be double digits just because I always compare myself to my favorite artists who drop projects that be like 14, 17 songs. But it always end up with me dropping something with like eight, maybe nine, because of just the simple fact of me like not loving every song on there that I think I could have did better. So I didn't think it was gonna be eight. I thought I was gonna end up with like 12. I think I told people, but I cut like four songs that I didn't love that I didn't think like nah. I think he's not at the level of the rest of these eight songs here. So it was just a random decision that I made.
Well, I think the formula that you got going on, I think is clearly showing. Um, so whatever strategy you got going on, I think it's working. Like I said, these eight songs, like there's no skip. I would say it's almost a well put together, perfect project. Uh,
I appreciate it.
I'm really impressed with each song. Uh, I would have to go listen to it some more. Well, to give you a heads up, the next time you come on here, since this first EP is gonna be a free trial, but the second one, going forward, uh, there will be a price, just to give everybody
Okay.
a fair opportunity to promote themselves. Um,
Okay.
but the next time, if you ever do decide to come back on, I would do a ranking of music. So I encourage you to make more. Uh, but if you come back, we'll do a ranking. So I don't necessarily have a favorite at the moment, but I will start off the next song, Contemplate. Tell me about
Mhm. Contemplating. So like I said, I deal with a lot of mental things that kind of like throw me off of my game and my focus and honestly my self happiness. So the song "Contemplating" is literally in the title itself. I was dealing with I still deal with it, but at that moment I was so dark into my thoughts of like thinking suicide. I was thinking like I would never like really physically harm myself because for me it's too scary and I'm sure it hurts. But
it.
it
It's a,
yeah, I always get in the thought of everything being so draining and overwhelming that I think like, well, damn, like, would it be better off if I just wasn't here? Like, can I finally rest? Because I always think when I'm so stressed that I just want to rest. Like, I just finally just want to rest and have peace and not be bothered by so much stuff. So my contemplating was literally me just having random, not random, but having this the certain thought of wanting. to not be alive technically because it was so stressful. And I also went over the difficulty it is of dealing with that alone when you have people telling you, "Oh man, you just need to get it." Like in the second verse where I said I would never tell a nigga about my suicidal thoughts. They gonna say I need some weed or pussy just to get it off. That's all people care about. Like in the community where I come from, growing up, people mental health and depression isn't taken serious to where like, oh man, like I'm here for you. Let's go get some help. Maybe you need a therapist. Niggas gonna tell you, nah, man, you just need to go smoke a little weed, man. Go get some pussy or something. That's all. Like they think that's the healer for black men, I guess, and I don't know why, but that's weird as fuck. Maybe because everybody didn't have a healthy route to go when it came to their mental health, and they didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that they had mental problems, so they kind of push that on you because they don't know any better. But
Mm-hmm.
I was going over like how hard it is of dealing with that because you feel alone because no one's giving you good advice of how to deal with something that feels so, you know, unbearable. So it's a personal song for me.
I agree. And my 2 cents too, it's kind of hard to want to tell anybody when it's still your responsibility to get through it.
Yeah,
So we live in a very selfish world. Uh, so I can understand, like, why people, especially men, will feel alone.
hmm,
And I think you are right. Especially in our community, a lot of trauma, a lot of bad decisions, and et cetera, have been passed down by generation. And like
yeah,
now it's starting to catch up. Like, a lot of people have trauma. A lot of people have
hmm,
bad ways and bad habits. Uh, I ain't even seen people having kids just out of boredom. I'm just like, this,
yeah.
this,
That's
this
crazy.
just it. You taking like the next phase of the relationship too serious.
Yeah,
You gotta, you gotta build up to that. Why you just jump into being a parent with somebody that, you don't even know you want to spend the rest of your life with.
man.
Oh,
People congratulate having kids over getting married before getting married. Isn't that kind of crazy? Like they okay with you having a kid, which is a beautiful thing. Yes, bringing life into this world is a thing, but they don't think marriage is beautiful either. Like before having that kid, how about finding that person to have that kid with?
I
You
agree.
don't think that's beautiful either? You don't think celebrating love and the unity between two people so then later on they can bring that bundle of joy into the world and now they have a happy family? You don't think that's important?
Listen, right now it's such a confusing world. I ain't even asking the question. Um, like even seeing like the government still quick on to tell us that they're gonna take our kids into war. And I don't see
Mm,
none of their parents like, like they just accept it like, oh, well, it's not my problem. Like, damn, you
yeah,
brought me here.
literally. It's crazy.
Like, like I'm trying to have plenty. It's hard enough for a parent to have the time of the day to have a vision in their future for a child. So most
Yeah.
of the time, it's upon us to find that vision and passion or wherever our destiny supposed to be in life. And then just for the government to be like, oh, nope, I'm taking that nigga.
Literally.
Fuck what you got
Crazy
going on.
world.
And the parent is just like, oh, that makes sense. Maybe whatever war that, we don't have any benefits to involve ourselves in. Yeah, go ahead, take my stuff.
Ridiculous.
Um, so, we live in a very corrupt world, and I think right now it's so bad that the effect of it, we can see it literally in other people. Like, when you was talking about like, yo, I'm going through something,
Hmm.
and you expect other adults to be like, you know, at least to have some advice or be with someone, to talk to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Even I'm pretty sure you experienced it, that whole workforce fake relationship, uh, thing that workforce that be doing. Like, we're a fan. No, we're not.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I hate that shit.
we're not a fan. You're not,
Yeah.
so it's just like, and it can also come down to like everybody got a mask. And
Hmm.
maybe they so quick to tell you to do this because they heard from somebody else to do it. She broke my
Hmm.
heart. Instead of somebody telling me hey, maybe you should work on yourself, or It's okay. You can find somebody else. Somebody or maybe this crew motherfucker had the idea, like, you know what, I should kidnap her. She wouldn't leave me, I should kidnap her. Like, where the fuck did you just jump to
Mhm.
this?
There's so
So,
many like negative ways to deal with those things from other people. It's kind of crazy.
it's good for you to be able to see, red flag, distance yourself from that.
Hmm.
Um, cause like, taking the wrong advice, like, who, how many times you heard from somebody and, they went to go to a degree or, associate, because like, somebody talked them into it, or they were like, they thought this was good for them. And then after getting that, they not even happy.
You said how many times that they were kind of forced into it, and then they weren't happy when they was doing
Yeah, I was just basically saying
it.
like, how many people that you went to school, or not necessarily went to school with, but people that, came across to tell their stories to like get a degree they didn't like or they wasn't happy with in the end, even achieving it.
Oh, that happens extremely often. That's probably a lot of people that I meet. That probably happens six to seven times out of 10 for sure.
And I'm curious for you, like, did you already know that, well, you got your degree in acting, right?
Hmm.
So did you already know that that's what you wanted to do in life? Or
No,
was you trying it
so
out?
so like so growing up, I was like an athlete. So every black kid mainly is to
Mm-hmm.
dream is to be like a superstar athlete. But depression and stuff took over, and I didn't have the support system to keep me on my path for like my first dream. Like, cause they say, oh, when you're depressed, you stop loving things that you love. And I wouldn't say I lost the love of football. I say I lost the motivation to practice and get back on the team because of shit was so overwhelming that I was dealing with outside of sports. So at that point, I was trying to decide what I wanted to do in my life, to like what to go to school for, and I went to like three different colleges before I even came out here and got my associates in acting. Like right now, currently, I'm working on my bachelor's with creative writing in English because, like I said, I did acting, and now I want to complete my bachelor's with writing. I want to have that as well. So no, I made a lot of mistakes before I decided, okay, acting and creating is what I want to do, like writing and acting. It took me a while to get to this decision. I think I turned 20 and decided it. So about 6 years ago is when I finally decided that.
Okay. And what was you trying out before acting?
So I went to school. Let me see. When I went, I think I moved to Florida for the first time. I think I was studying. I think what was it? Music production, something like that. Something along the lines of
Oh,
learning how to produce music. Like I always wanted
okay.
to, yeah, I always wanted to create. So I went to school for that first, and that didn't work out. And then I went back home, and then I tried one of our home colleges. I tried Toledo University, and I think it was like theater. That's when I first got into acting. Yeah, I was 20, and it was theater, but it wasn't like the acting that I wanted to learn. They wasn't teaching me how to act. They wasn't teaching me how to open up to a camera, how to do character work. I wasn't learning that. So dropped out again. And you got to go through all these processes of like financial aid and stuff. Oh, now they thinking you stealing the money because you instead of taking your time and deciding, they thinking you doing some weird shit. So I had to really
Huh.
work my ass off and get out here and actually want to come study acting. So it took a lot of mistakes before I got here.
Okay. And where did the transition into, you wanting to be an artist?
So like just everything.
Oh, well, when did it start? Like, was it around the time you was
Oh,
pursuing your acting
since I was
degree?
in nah, since I was in high school, I tapped
Okay.
into wanting to be an artist because I hit that bottom of being depressed and sad all the time, and I wasn't relating to anyone personally but the music I was listening to. I think the first music artist I felt a connection to was The Weeknd when he first came out. in 2011 when I first heard him, like around the time where nobody was listening to him. Like nobody I knew was listening to
Mm.
this man. I think I found his music on YouTube and I was connecting so much with all the sad stuff he was singing about, the stuff that he was dealing with being homeless and resorting to like sedatives and stuff to feel numb. I used to try all those different things because I was so down. So that's what made me want to like tell my story of being an artist because of the music I was listening to. It made me feel like, oh wait, if he can talk about it, then I can talk about it. You know, I can make something that can connect to people as well. Like he's connecting to me. He don't know I exist. So that's what sparked my
Mm.
interest. I think I was like, I don't know, 14, 13. I think I was 13 when I first heard it, and then I first started trying to write when I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this all started since 14. And how has how has your journey been? Like, how have you evolved over time?
Um, a rocky ass journey of being shitty and great at the same time. Like a lot of self doubt, a lot of motivation at the same time. Like I will be down for so long and then boom, something will kick in and give me motivation for a while and it goes like a roller coaster. Just like life. Life is not always, peaches and rainbows. Literally my journey was just back and forth like a jab from life, but then a win, a jab, a win. Like it was kind of like that, like back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hmm, how many projects have you came out with, you know, like to up
See,
to the point?
when it comes to music, it's funny. I dropped, so like this is technically my first one that I have online, like out there. But before this one, I had like two different projects out before this one.
Okay.
And and like I said, with acting, it was just the web series, the short film, the me being a background actor, and White Man Can't Jump to me doing like a few acting
Wait,
things
what?
with like, yeah, I was a background actor in White Man Can't Jump to the second one with like Jack
Okay.
Harlow and yeah, yeah. So I
Okay.
wouldn't count those as my projects, but I worked on a lot of different acting things, like tons of them, like as a background actor or like I did plays and stuff, like co-starred in and then web series and things like that.
Okay, dope.
Yeah,
And how was your experience of being background actor?
you network with people from all over. One thing they're gonna like it depends. Like companies work you because I worked a week and a half. Like I was available that whole time, and they pay decently. Like if they gonna work you, they gonna pay you. So I wasn't complaining about that. But the best part was networking and meeting people who have like similar goals or who just as ambitious as you are. And it was someone from one of those shoots that like really believed in like my music. Like I think every time she would hear it, she'd like share it and say, "Oh damn, you should come like to this performance they having or something." Like she will always have like something that somebody's hosting for independent artists, and she will send me the invitation because she really likes like the shit that I talk about. So I really appreciate like support from people that don't really know me. And it was like another person I met from my hometown that does gospel music and always like connect with them whenever I can. So it's the networking, it's meeting other artists who's hungry, who may have more connects than you, who may have some advice to give you. It's just that, just meeting people is the best part.
Hmm. Okay. And is there any upcoming project that you have with when it comes to like being involved in films or anything?
I don't have anything I'm scheduled to work on. I know I submitted an audition for something, but I don't know if I was given a role or not. I don't think I will know until next week. But I know my cousin sent me something that a YouTuber I worked with twice before is having. So it's a good chance I probably will be on that next week. But it's not guaranteed though. But it's a possibility.
And where will you put your music when it comes to like the genre?
It's funny that you asked that because rap is not even my favorite genre. Rap is not. Rap is probably my fourth favorite genre when it comes to music. Um, so obviously the project that you heard was hip hop. Like I was doing nothing but rapping. So that's why I would put that. Like, it's rap. Like, I don't know if it's like. I think it's more on the conscious side because I talk more about personal issues than I don't rap about fucking different women and driving fast cars or having money. Cause that's not. I don't feel the need to talk about those things because it don't feel right to talk about it. For me personally, it's just not something I get into. Um,
No.
for one, because I get people make music that's not real just to get people to vibe to it. But I
Mm,
have a fiance and a kid, so I don't want to rap about fucking different women when I'm only making love to my wife. So it's just not my thing.
mm. I
Um,
respect.
yeah, yeah, and on top of that, rap is not the genre I really wanted to work on. It's just something that I do because I do love it, and I love telling like a story. I love being like straight direct to the point. But the next genre like that I want to work on that I really want to create is like alternative and pop. Like I'm addicted to alternative. I was always the emo weird kid in the hood that loved different music from everybody else. And I think next week I'm taking guitar classes with a friend. I really want to add alternative to my catalog because that's my favorite genre.
Okay. I get artists from all around. I'm starting to get some artists from the UK, Nigeria. So I'm starting to get in a global audience. So I recommend taking advantage of connecting. I have a few, like I got some from doing some folk music,
Hmm.
uh, rock, alternative artists. Uh, let me see. Some, when it comes to your style, some do stand out. Uh, like I'm Luna, Luna for example. I would recommend her. I could send her work to you. But if you're looking for a
Okay.
talented artist that can give you uh she's able to switch up her style in multiple decades. So if you're looking for like a 60 vibe, she can give you that.
Hmm.
90 pop, lo-fi. She got a wild range when it comes to her voice.
That's crazy.
Um,
Yeah, I would love that though. I would love to connect with people who's into that to really like creating beautiful music. That's my thing.
I haven't come across some. When it comes to pop, is it more like dance, popular music, or what you got in mind?
Uh, more on like the love stuff, the sad, like what you would hear, like I guess, let me see, what you would hear, like I guess Justin Bieber or like Zayn, people of that
No,
nature would sing about things like pop like that.
like the new style weekend pop.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere in that
Okay,
area. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I got a few artists that you might.
Okay.
I can see your style mix. Um, is there any other genre that you would like to explore?
Um, man, it's funny. Like I said, I love alternative and pop.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to a artist from the UK named Starlord, and he's more on the rap and metal. So I went in 2018. I was going through a metal phase because I found Star-Lord, and I used to dress like in all black and wear a mask. I still wear all black, but I used to like really, I really wanted to be like in the metal phase, and I do kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
punk. I do like the metal, like a little bit of metal, like not too much, like not straight up just straight up screaming all the time. But I love when people can
Yeah,
sing like punk and alternative, and then they can add a scream like in the mix of it. Like I like stuff like that. I just don't know how to scream. Like
yeah.
if I learn how to scream, dude, I will be singing some shit and then I just add that in there. But my music would be
It's
crazy if I
possible.
knew how.
It's just gonna take some dedication.
It is, yeah. I really
Uh,
gotta get out of my comfort and like I got the box and really try to learn that. But
mm,
I think I would need like an instructor for that. I don't want to damage my vocal cord.
mm. Um, no, I totally understand what you're saying. There's some professional teachers like on YouTube.
Yeah.
What I was saying was, there was one instructor that was talking about like he had this routine that when he's like exercising, he
Hmm.
practicing like his vocals while he's exercising, to build up the strength behind that to get that powerful, scream and shit. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it takes a lot of dedication. Like and the ones that do it raw, like you said, they
Mm-hmm.
without the proper dedication and care, yeah, they did blow.
Mm.
Uh, What I was saying was you what I was about to like desert disturb for example. Um listening to them lead singer had an experience when he almost lost his voice. So like even seeing like
Mm-hmm.
people like that made it on the professional scene, you know, uh to make it on that stage and do it for that long, like even showing like, all right, at some point it will catch up to you, no matter like
Yeah.
who you are. So I think you're right to have some caution for you know, one wrong, I guess whatever you want to call it, scream, I guess, uh could
Mm-hmm.
blow out your vocal. So I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Um so how do you, you know, self care your vocal?
Yeah. So I noticed, so with the song story that I didn't plan to have on there, I noticed that when I was okay, so I was having a problem with recording it. So it was a lot of words I had to re-edit. So I think for 2 straight days, it took me to record this song because I recorded it the first day, 3 hours, and finally got like a track that I liked from it. I deleted the same thing over and over and over. It took me like 26 times the first day, and then I finally got something. And then when I re-listened to it, I was like, I think I need to redo it again and go back in there and record. So it took me about 6 more times to finally get something that I liked from it. And I noticed that I damaged my vocals because I just was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, rapping with intensity. And it took my throat was hurting for like 3 straight days. And I was like, bro, I can't even talk like with energy for like the next couple of days. I was talking to my fiance, like technically whispering because it was hurting so bad. So now I know that I have to like literally take my time. Like I was rushing because I wanted to hit that threshold. I wanted to hit that I got to train myself to complete my project when I make a promise. Like I can't make a promise and not hold up to it. So, but I also learned that you can't like I'm not a robot. I'm not an AI. Like I'm a human being. Like I have to take proper rest. It's just like working out in a gym. If you strain your muscles, it's gonna hurt. So I started taking like breaks when I think I started writing this other song that I didn't even title yet, and I went in there and I was singing it a little. And as I noticed some strains and how I was getting frustrated, I took a break. I drank some tea. I started doing breathing exercises, and then I think I laid down for about 30 minutes, and then I tried it again. So I'm really like training myself to not go so hard because I work out in the gym, and I know when my arms and my legs are telling me, okay, that's enough for now. Let's take a breather. I need to do that with my voice as well too. So I started to like drink water way more often than I do normally when I'm recording, and just rest and get the vocals out when I feel like it's time to get them out.
No,
Yeah, I know that's a long ass answer, but it was yeah.
no, that was fun. That's the good thing with the podcast. We get the behind the pool.
Yeah,
Okay. And I'm curious as well. Have you had a chance to perform live?
yeah, I performed live. Let me see, about maybe 3 times, and you know, I had it's so crazy because playing football, I'd never had stage fright because I guess
Hmm.
because the confidence was there. Like I knew how good I was on the field, so like even if I had a bad game, I wasn't worried about how I looked in front of anyone because I knew like at the end of the day, if I had a bad play, I was gonna come back and make a good one. So I never was that nervous playing football, but when I came out here for like acting and to do music, I think my first day performing, I was so like nervous that I couldn't breathe because I'm like, damn, this is something I created by myself. I recorded this, I wrote this, I kind of try to engineer it the best way I could by myself, no team, just me. And I'm given the opportunity to perform it in front of, I think it was maybe 50, 70 people, something like that. And I was so damn nervous that I couldn't breathe. My mouth was dry. But as the music started, I had to go. Like I was like, well, this is what you want to do. You want to tell a story. You want the world to love what you created. You want them to believe in the shit that you create. So you have to push yourself. So I had at first it sucked because I was shitting my pants on the stage the entire time my first time. But then after I got done performing my 3 songs that they gave us an opportunity to do 3 songs,
Mm-hmm.
um, people came up to me personally and said, "Yo, like the music you create is personal." Like they were like, a lot of people not making music about real shit, and you was rapping about shit that you know it was real. Like I felt that, and I was like, "Damn, that's all I wanted." I remember telling like people in my school when I was a teenager, I was like, "Damn, I want to make music that people can relate to and people can feel." And remember, I just told you like just not too long ago today how when I listened to The Weeknd and I was like, "Damn, if he can make music that he's talking about his pain and I can relate to it. I can do this." So when I finally got that clarification from strangers I ain't never had a conversation with, that gave me like the that gave me like the go ahead to keep creating, even if I feel like I'm not good enough sometimes. Like keep creating because there's people out there that I don't know that's going to tell me, "Damn, like I felt that, like that I needed that." That shit made that was everything to me. It was more than having $1 million. It was more than having the biggest house. Them telling me, "Yo, your music spoke to me," was the biggest gift I ever got from anybody.
Mm. That's what's up. And which of your songs did you get a chance to perform live?
So I got to perform Insecurities live, and I think it was one of the songs that I deleted off of YouTube and stuff. But I
Wait,
know it really.
insecure?
No, I ain't deleting
Oh,
Insecurities, but that was definitely a song I did perform that a lot of people really liked. Like I think that was the most loved song from everybody. That's why I kept it.
okay. But you was planning
So
on deleting?
nah, I wasn't. I wouldn't get
Okay.
rid of that because everybody loved it and I loved it too.
Okay. I was about to
Yeah.
say,
So yeah, no. That was the one that people really really liked, and it was another one. I think I was like I was I was rapping about like a dream that I had, like
mm-hmm.
like my dream of being an artist and dealing with people not supporting you. And I think I told like a random story in the middle about I think about like issues with parents not believing not believing their kids when they have problems with like I guess they're I was telling a story about a girl trying to tell her mom, "Hey, your boyfriend touches me and do this kind of stuff," but
Mm-hmm.
the mom didn't want to believe her because you've seen movies like that. The mom don't want to believe their
Mm-hmm.
kid that they yeah. So I was kind of rapping about that, and people really liked that I was talking about some dark stuff like that because it's real. It happens in real life.
And as an artist, I think that's really good. Because I would say, I think we forgot how to showcase. Because the whole point of showing the dark picture is to express like this shit is not light. You know,
Hmm.
even like right now I'm seeing that like these big platforms is forcing everybody to say like break instead of actually saying like what actually happened. So be coming off with these different words to make it seem like it's pretty, like no, it's ugly, really
Hmm.
ugly. Observing, disgusting people like that. There's no need to make it seem like they less dangerous than it is. So I think it's really good for artists to be honest,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to like issues like that. Don't I mean, there's certain things, yeah, you could definitely leave out, but as long as you paint the picture like this should not be supported, and shed light onto like the damage or wherever light duty y'all want to
Yeah.
showcase. I think it's really good, especially for the youth. It's like how can they know any better if we don't show them like the real
Hmm.
style. Um, so I think that's really good on you. So not only to have a vision to paint out there, but to also be good enough. It's one thing to put a vision together uh, from a mastermind standpoint. It's another thing
Hmm.
to get people to see this vision. I think you did a really good job of both, and I think that really shows.
I appreciate it. I really get hard on myself thinking that no, I don't think it's that good or it doesn't sound that great. I may need a team or something, but I really do believe in everything I write, so I should give myself props sometimes, I guess.
Fuck yeah. Uh, like don't forget, no matter. unless the whole world came to the conclusion of like, all right, you should stop making music.
Yeah.
I would say to that point, then all right, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So like there's so many people out there. If the people right now not fucking with your shit, then go to find people that will. Um,
Hmm.
if only 2,000 people view your shit, that's still not the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Uh, plus, you also have advantage too, showcasing your work overseas. Uh,
Hmm.
you know the challenges and the stigma of what people have when it comes to like people trying to come up in, United States. However, it's not the same when overseas. They can't tell who is the celebrity or not, who is the top dog or not. They can only
Yeah.
judge content for what it is. And
Hmm.
if it is well put together, they're like, damn, this motherfucker is a professional. He gotta
Yeah.
be, somebody. I can't believe somebody this good is unnoticed. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So take advantage of getting that audience overseas and testing out. Like I would say, don't forget you can test out, especially when you have any like insecurities or you contemplating between your project or your creation. You can always test it out to the public.
Yeah.
Uh, if we give you the reaction that are people seeing a vision, people believe in it, well, I think that's good enough to showcase. Um, there can always be another EP, another project, uh, but we only get to see that if you showcase.
Okay.
So take advantage while you can. While right now we have the internet.
Hmm.
If World War III kick off or whatever the fuck, you know, that might not be out. Take advantage while you can. Build up your audience using the internet because like the internet can connect you to whoever,
Yeah.
anybody around the world. You have a chance and moment to get seen, and I believe in your work. So I think you're definitely capable of entertaining an audience, finding an audience that suits for you. Um,
Hmm.
so keep promoting your work, even your older work as well. Uh, don't let it collect dust. So
Yeah.
that's my advice. Uh,
Okay.
uh, but I will end this off uh, with this. Uh,
Okay.
if your music could be described as one color, what color would it be?
If it can be described as a color.
One color. Hmm. What
Hmm.
color would it
I, huh. I would say white because white is, I think, all the colors mixed in one. And I
be? True.
think, yeah, and I think my music isn't just like one thing. I mean, you can hear it and you will probably say, yeah, this dude only talk about sad things. But I think like how I got the clarification from like my cousin sending me a video of him dancing to Insecurities, which I didn't think was a dancing song, but he was doing it. Um how I get, oh, that music was real. I needed that. Like it was a spiritual relief of something. So I think my music has like a mixture of, you know, you can feel like anything and I will create it technically. Like anything I feel, I create. So it doesn't matter if I feel sad or happy. I feel like I'm going to go to the lab and create. So I think my
Hmm.
music is all colors. So that's why I picked white, I guess.
Okay, I like that answer. And uh, to add on to what you were saying, you didn't think your brother could, create a dance album.
Hmm.
The good thing with spreading your music out, everybody have amongst the puppets and the the bots, people with conscious with their own, way to express or whatever, those unique ones. You'd
Yeah.
be surprised how they would find ways to explore and express your music. Like for example, like since you're an artist, you have, potential to have your music as soundtracks.
Hmm.
Uh, people using your music either, within their project or in a theme for their daily life. Uh, so you'd be amazed. And it's only going to go, continue down forward the more people that you gather to your music. But you'd be amazed what would inspire people, what would catch people's attention. Um, you know, that just going to comes with, with your catalog. So keep building. I'm really impressed. And I'm going to be disappointed if any of these songs is missed. Check. uh,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
so they better be there. But, uh, keep doing your thing. I'm really impressed by your work. And it was great to have you as a special guest. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I
but
appreciate it, and thanks for having me. This was a really amazing experience.
you're welcome. And before you go, drop your social, shout out anybody that you want to put on, and drop a song you want the audience to tune into. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, my socials are Rome.official. So like my first name Rome.official, but L like two L's at the end of official. So that's all of my socials. That's TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. And my project is called Should I Quit? That's also on my YouTube. And I think shout out to my fiance. She's a singer too. So my fiance obsessed with London. That's her Instagram. So I think she would be a great addition to your show. And one of my closest friends named Taylor. He's an actor. He does a lot of plays and stuff. He's also an Army veteran, so he's a great person that I would definitely recommend for this show as well. So yeah,
Appreciate it. I definitely take them in. Whoever like this, as long as they believe in their vision and want to promote it, they welcome to use my
yeah,
platform.
okay.
Um, and then you drop a song.
Did I? Oh, a song that they should listen to?
Yeah, out of your catalog.
Yeah, I think insecurities will grab everyone's attention on the vibe of like I guess the vibe will get their attention. But yeah, I think that should be the first song that everybody starts with is insecurities. Yeah, so I think they should check that out.
Okay. All right, keep you updated. When the EP gonna come out. It might be sooner than you think. Because this is the first of its kind with
Okay,
Riverside. But I'll keep you updated.
okay,
All right. Have a good one.
you too.